Hello everyone and welcome to Business Africa. I am Amelgar. In this edition, we see how Ivory Coast plans to transform its cashew industry. Then we go to Cameroon and check progress on the second largest dam in the country. And finally, a look at how resources in Africa are underexploited. It is now considered the second biggest cash crop behind cocoa. Called the white gold, Ivory Coast has embarked on an ambitious 5-year plan for the cashew sector. Cashew nut production has doubled in the last 5 years to now reach 22% of the global output. Chancellor Nyingi and Eric Oteng report.
Côte d'Ivoire is trying to reverse the trend of exporting raw cashew nuts abroad. The country aims to process its grey gold cashew nuts within 5 years. The West African country, which is the world's largest producer of cashew, is planning on processing 50% of cashew produced to create job opportunities for young people. This ambitious project shows the growing interest in cashew nuts, which was once a marginal crop before becoming a state-supported industry. We have shown that we can produce cashew on a large scale. What remains now is to demonstrate that we know how to market and sell the cashew nuts, especially by processing it in order to add true value. It is true processing that allows families, especially women, to have job opportunities and to support their families. So this is the real challenge of the industry. The world's leading cocoa producer has seen its cashew harvest double in 5 years. Ivorian cashew production has doubled from 380,000 tons in 2013 to 711,000 tons in 2017, or 22% of global production. The $1 billion loan will go into developing the agricultural sector, while the $200 million will go into cashew nut processing.
To Cameroon, where the construction of the second largest dam was completed a few weeks ago. The Memve'ele Dam in the southern part of the country has a capacity of 211 megawatts, constructed at an estimated cost of 243 billion CFA franc, over $430 US. It has been funded by the Chinese. Here is more.
5 years after the start of works in 2012, the construction of the Memve'ele Dam in Yabiza in southern Cameroon has been completed. The hydroelectric dam, with a capacity of 211 megawatts, will add to the current energy supply, estimated at 1,341 megawatts. This project comes just at the right time. Especially with a blossoming economy, the annual demand for electricity has increased by 7.5%.
At this level, we are at the main evacuator. And just a little higher, you see the secondary evacuator, which comes to pour water in a natural way. We evacuate the water because we operate at a certain level relative to the sea. Normal operation requires that we are at 392 for the safety of the structure and personnel. And when this level is exceeded, it is necessary to evacuate the water downstream.
The construction of the dam cost 243 billion CFA francs, about $427 million. In addition to the access roads to the site, infrastructure for energy consumption, which cost 140 billion francs, about $246 million. Technicians estimate that residents will start using the electricity at the end of the year.
The electricity supply leaves here for Ebelova. It is meant to connect to Yaoundé. But considering that the line is not yet completed, that is Ebelova to Yaoundé, that's the reason why we can't produce electricity yet. Otherwise, the 4 turbines are working normally.
The dam site in Yaoundé covers a total distance of 335 kilometers.
Joining us for more on the line from Yaoundé, Cameroon, is Paul Geraesono, the communication manager for the dam project. Hello, Paul Gera, and welcome to Business Africa.
Hello, thank you for having me on your show.
How many kilowatts will this dam inject into the electricity grid in Cameroon?
Well, the hydroelectric dam of Memve'ele is built on the Intem River, on the southern ridge of Cameroon, about 200 kilometers. In the feasibility studies of this dam, there was a fluctuation between an annual production and an installed power capacity. That was brought back today to an effective 211 megawatts. The installed capacity of this dam has 4 Francis turbines, each producing 52 and 75 megawatts each. So it is the production that is supposed to be injected into the South's interconnected network in Cameroon, and consequently to feed the existing networks. When we know that cumulatively, hydropower in Cameroon is about 850 megawatts, with Memve'ele adding an additional 211 megawatts. So we will have over 1,000 megawatts of power.
What impact will the project have on the national economy?
In terms of electricity or energy supply, it has been estimated that this dam, when it becomes operational, would generate around 50 to 80 million CFA francs a day. Based on this projection, the company in charge of managing this dam will have just enough to support the staff who are employed here and their families, with a very significant impact on the surrounding area. In terms of energy benefits, local residents will first benefit from this energy free of charge over a period that the state will define. The state has planned to give energy to residents living nearly 100 kilometers to the dam. And finally, on the macro level, the expected 211 megawatts of power will allow industries to settle in the catchment area of the dam and produce in such a way that transportation costs are reduced.
Is there a possibility that the government will start exporting electricity?
At the beginning of the project, we considered an interconnection of the networks. An interconnection of the networks of Central Africa. So this will draw other investments, like a transformer, that will now raise the 110 volts to 220, for example. But the head of state of Cameroon, when he laid the foundation stone of the Memve'ele Dam, indicated that if the neighboring countries request for it, they will be given. So the president has clearly made this equivocally known.
To alleviate the problem of access to power during the dry season, 2 other dams will be constructed. Thank you, Paul Gerard Esono, for joining us.
Thanks very much. I remain at your disposal for other requests.
That was Paul Gerard Esono, the communication manager for the Memve'ele Dam project, joining us online from Yaoundé. We now take a quick break, and after we focus on poor governance, which is one of the main causes of underexploitation of natural resources in Africa.